Yeah, what's good YouTube? It's another video follow up on the Colombian Exchange. America feeds the world. Okay, so I'm gonna pick up from here with cassava. Okay, cassava, Armaniac, another American food crop introduced to Africa in the 16th century as part of the Colombian Exchange, and impacts that in some cases reinforced those of corn and in other cases countered them. Cassava originally from Brazil, as much that recommended it to African farmers. Its soil nutrient requirements are modest, and it withstands drought and insects robustly. Okay, so I told you that drought, because they have a lot of drought, there's a lot of famine. Now, if there's a place where everybody originated from, right? It is impossible. You don't originate from somewhere that doesn't have food. Okay? Because there's a lot of drought in Africa. Okay? Most of it is desert. It's like they have a lot of starvation there. Right? Like corn, it yields a flour that stores and travels well. It helps ambitious rulers project force and build states and build. Okay? So corn was the foundation of Angola, Congo, the whole West Africa. All right? And beyond, farmers can harvest cassava unlike corn at any time after the plant matures. The food lies in the root, which can last for weeks or months in the soil. This characteristics of cassava suited farming populations targeted by slave raiders. Okay? Hijack. Right? Because the people wasn't even eating right. You can't enslave people. You can't be working people for hours and hours if they're not eating right. Okay, if they're malnourished. Right? It enabled them to vanish into the forest and abandon their crop for a while, returning when danger had passed. So while corn helped slave traders expand their business, cassava allowed peasant farmers to escape, survive slavery raids. Okay? So the farmers were farmers. Okay? Picture of cassava. Potato, domesticated in the Andes, right? Made little difference in African history. Rib, in South farmers in various parts of East and South Asia adopted it, which improved. Strongest impact came in Northern Europe, where ecological conditions suited its requirements. Even at low elevations from central Russia across to the British Isles, its adoption between 1700s and 1900s improved nutrition, checked famine, right? These places had famine people, okay? That's why they came here. They were starving over there, okay? And led to sustained spurt of demographic growth. Potatoes store well in cold climates and contain excellent nutrition. In the Andes, where potato production and storage began, freeze-dried potatoes helped fuel the expansion of the Inca Empire in the 15th century. The Inca Empire is in the Americas, okay, over here. A few centuries later, potatoes fed laboring legions of Northern Europe's manufacturing cities and thereby indirectly contributed to European industrial empires. Both Catherine the Great in Russia and Frederick II the Great in Prussia encouraged potato cultivation, hoping it would boost the number of taxpayers and soldiers in their domains. Like cassava, potatoes suited populations that might need to flee marauding armies. Potatoes can be left in the ground for weeks, unlike northern European grains such as rye and barley, which was spoiled if not harvested when ripe. Frequent warfare in northern Europe prior to 1815 encouraged the adoption of potatoes. Okay, so as I said, America feeds the world. Okay, over-reliance on potatoes led to some of the worst food crises in modern history of Europe. In 1845 to 52, a potato blight fungus swept across northern Europe, especially costly consequences in Ireland, Western Scotland, and Low Countries. Millions starved. You hear that, people? A million starved. Okay? You hear me? Immigrated mostly Irish. So they were starving over there in Europe. Okay? This is a picture of them coming over here on ships. Starving, okay? They're coming over here on ships and bunks. They're the ones that came over here in millions, okay? By the millions. Look, victims of Ireland Great Famine in 1845, 1849, immigrating to North America by ship with engraving, see? Eurasian and African crops had 19th century drug crops such as sugar and coffee proved the most important plant introductions to the Americas. So they're saying they bring coffee over here. That's what they're saying. Together with tobacco and cotton, they form the heart of the plantation complex. Right? So what they're trying to say is that drug crops, which is, let me see. Sugar is from here, so dodge a hijack. Coffee is from here, dodge a hijack. Tobacco is from here, dodge a hijack. They form the heart of a plantation complex that stretched from Chesapeake, Brazil, and accounted for a vast majority of the Atlantic slave trade. Now, people, I want to show you something, right? The Caribbean is a part of the Atlantic. Okay, so when they're saying transatlantic slave trade, right? Remember, the Caribbean is a part of the Atlantic. Doesn't necessarily mean they were taking people all the way from all across from here, right? Caribbean is the Atlantic. So when they say an Atlantic slave trade, they're talking from using the Caribbean waters to transport our people, right, who were prisoners of war from islands or from South America to North America, from North America to the islands to South America. Okay? The Caribbean is the Atlantic Ocean. Okay? So you gotta read between the lines, alright? Introduced staple food crops such as wheat, rice, rye, and barley also prospered in the Americas. Some of these grains, rye, for example, grew well in climates too cold for corn. So the new crops helped to expand spatial footprint of farming in both North and South America. On the other hand, fit into plantation complex imported from both Asia and Africa. Right? It was raised mainly by slave labor. Places such as Suriname and South Carolina. Until slavery abolished by the late 19th century, these food grains covered a wide swath of the arable land in the Americas. Beyond grains, African crops introduced to Americas include watermelon, okay? So watermelon, yams, sorghum, millets, coffee, and okra. Eurasian contributions to the American diets include bananas. Honestly, banana is a tropical um, plant, okay? You find that throughout the Caribbean, all through the Caribbean, all through South America, right? That's a tropical plant. So I beg to differ with that. Lemons, oranges, all those are tropical plants. We've been have those um, these plants, okay? Colombian Exchange and larger process of biological globalization of which is it is a part has slowed but not ended shipping and air travel. Continue to redistribute species among the continents. Kudzu vine arrived in North America from Asia in the 19th century and has spread widely in forested regions. The North American gray squirrel has found a new home in the British Isles. Zebra mussels have colonized North American waters. Right? So that's just the exchange right there. All right. So any harmful deviation from normal structural functional state of an organism associated with certain signs and symptoms. See this disease. This is another topic. My bad. Yeah, I guess that's it in terms of like for this topic right here. Yeah, so people, America, Caribbean is a part of the Atlantic, all right? So don't fall for the tricks, right? Don't fall for the tricks. I'll show you that. Slow. Trying to pick up on this right here. I'm gonna show that Caribbean is a part of the Atlantic Ocean, okay? You gotta learn how to read between the lines. So, Caribbean Sea, right? So here, oh my gosh, it's slow, man. My bad. So it said the Caribbean Sea, suboceanic basin of the Western Atlantic Ocean. Okay, see that line between latitudes 9 degrees and 22 degrees north, and longitude 89 degrees and 60 degrees west. Is approximately 1,063,000 square miles, right? In extent to the south, it is bound by the coast of Venezuela, Colombia, to the west by Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, Great Antilles, islands of Cuba, Hispaniola, Jamaica, Puerto Rico, right? It's all Americas. This is all the Americas, okay? So again, it's the Western Atlantic Ocean. So when they're saying West Africa, what they're talking about? What are they talking about? If it's the Western Atlantic Ocean. Gotta read between the lines, people. Okay? Peace out.